Hello, hello, and good morning. I'm super excited to be here with you today. And what a good way to kick off our morning. Although I must admit I've been up a little bit. But I love getting to do meditation every single day. And I love getting to share it with you and hopefully give you an opportunity to grow and start your day well also. We do this every weekend at 10 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays and 7:30 a.m. Monday through Friday right now. Gives us an opportunity to start our day focused and well, support ourselves, water our roots, as well as others, to really focus on sending a lot of that energy and stillness to others maybe going through stressful times as well. So today I typed in first thought of the day creates the way. And what I love about this is I wonder how often you actually think about your first thought, the first thing you think when you wake up, and the loop that immediately starts right then. As soon as you wake up and you start thinking and your brain starts going, that right there is the momentum that you are creating for the day. So imagine a train, and what takes the most fuel from a train? It's getting it started, meaning it takes a lot of energy to get it going. But then once it gets going and it picks up speed, now it uses momentum. And we are much the same. Sometimes it's very difficult to crawl out of a hole, or as I might say, out of our shit sandbox. But it's important that we utilize the understanding of creating momentum in our world. And so your fuel might be many different things. And what's most important is that you find fuel that works to start your day and create momentum. So the very first thought that you have in a day, when you wake up and you roll out of bed, what is the first thing you think about? That's really what's kicking off your energy and your momentum. So it's really important to pay attention to, what do you first start thinking about? What are you processing, and what are you desiring to create? The first thought in my head this morning was gratitude. I just got to spend some time with some people that I love so much, and I just woke up with so much gratitude. I woke up so grateful that I have these people in my life. I woke up so grateful that I have support and accountability and love surrounding me constantly. And I think sometimes we can take that for granted, because there are a lot of people who don't choose incredible people in their world. And then when we get stuck in our shit sandboxes and in our negative thought patterns, we have now isolated ourselves and have no support. With the difference in having a team, I call it your 2 to 5 tribe, and having a team of people around you is, if you ever land in a shit box, you sure as shit ain't staying there very long. Because really amazing people in your world don't play in your shit sandbox with you. They lend a hand to help you out. So my first thought today was gratitude, and that created my momentum for the day. So I got up, and immediately, because I was feeling so grateful, I just started cleaning up and doing all kinds of things that felt really good. I rolled out my hip because I have a little bit of a sore hip flexor. Like, I started doing things that felt really good because I was in a state of gratitude. Really important to think about your first thoughts in a day. So people talk a lot about creating habits and routines are deeply important. But the very first part of any routine when you wake up is literally what you think about. So it's an important thing to be aware of and to consider. What is my first thought when I wake up? Or what was your first thought when you wake up, when you woke up today? And why? And how do you recreate that for yourself? If it was beautiful, and if it was a struggle or a challenge, how do you change that? I'll give you the go-to, but it's because it is truly one of the best ways you can wake up and begin your day and create momentum, and that's gratitude. You've probably heard me say many times, shit cannot grow in a bed of gratitude. So, kind of like when you're frustrated or angry, you can't stay very frustrated or angry very long if you start focusing on what you're thankful for. So for me, I like to start my day with gratitude. My partner and I have a little ritual that we do too that supports us having gratitude. And even maybe when we're in a challenging spot or maybe we're feeling a little bit of tension, we still do this process. We place our hand over each other's hearts and we say, I choose you. And it's a way of having to commit to gratitude. So I would challenge you to really think about, what's the first thing you think about every day you wake up? When you wake up, are you stressed about what you didn't get done the next day? Are you concerned with how you're not enough? Are you concerned with, did you say something and somebody got upset? And if we're focused on that, it's really difficult. That creates a momentum too. Of frustration, of irritation, of lack, of deficiency, and scarcity. And that's a momentum that probably isn't going to create a lot of goodness in your day. But how can we then turn it around and focus on gratitude and abundance and create momentum in that direction in our life? So today we're going to go through our breath and our meditation, and we're really going to center some awareness around creating that first step in your morning routine, whatever that is. But it's huge and it's absolutely important. Whatever your morning routine is, if you notice, you probably do your mornings almost the same every single time. And therefore, most of your days probably feel mostly the same, except we have this little influx. Well, how do we elevate our baseline? How do we bring more joy and gratitude into that? Well, this is how. Pay attention to the very first thought you have when you wake up. Do I need to pivot because it's a thought of fear or negativity? Or do I need to drive that momentum because I woke up with gratitude and joy? These loops that play in our head are what dictate or cause our behavior. So we need to give some time and some care to what they are. So today we're going to open up with our breath. And today we're going to focus on, in our meditation, how would we like to start our day? What kind of thought do we want to be the fire to light our fuel and to create momentum in our day? So as always, I'm going to start open palmed, sitting upright, allowing energy to flow through me so I can focus. And I'm going to open up my heart too. Because whatever I'm going to learn and have insight on today, I'm going to do with an open heart. And I hope you do too. So we are going to begin with our breath, 6-second count. The way that you collect, for those of you maybe who aren't used to breathing, the way that you build up your ability to breathe in longer and exhale longer is to begin breathing in slowly. So expand in your belly, breathe in slowly through your nose, expand all the way in your belly, try and fill it all the way up, and then allow your chest cavity to fill up. And then exhale through your nose. So let's focus on our 6-count breath, breathing deeply in and exhale slowly. Maybe notice if there is any restriction. Is it hard for you to expand in your belly when you allow air in? Is it hard for you to expand in your chest? Breathing out. Just pay attention to your breath. What is your simple breath teaching you right now? Be right here with your breath. And what is it teaching you? Expand, expand, expand in your belly and your chest. And slowly exhale, letting it all out. Every time you come into focus with controlling your breath, it will make you present right here, right now. It's one of the most important skills you can have in anything you do, is to be present. Let's use that to just be present with our breath. How does it feel to expand? Does it feel good to just open and allow? Do you feel yourself restricting and squeezing? Our breath can teach us so much. If you are restricting or finding it difficult to expand, later in meditation it might be a good awareness to think about, where in my life am I restricting and not allowing things to flow easily and effortlessly. Breathing deeply in, expand, open up. Sometimes when doing breath work, when you truly open up and expand, sometimes people have release, whatever that might look like for you. But when we open up and we expand, we give permission for goodness to come in, and we also allow, when we exhale, the unwanted emotions and undesired patterns, thoughts, behaviors to flow away. Let's do 2 more deep breaths. Breathe deeply in. Just focus on your breath. Focus on your breath. Good. And last one. Breathing deeply in, nice and slow, long, expansive. Very good. And as we do our body scan today, just to be aware of where anything comes up in our body, just to be the observer. And what you do when you do a body scan is you place your vision on these very specific spaces, and you just become the observer and just notice what comes up. Beginning at the top of your head and your mind. A lot of times we carry worry here and concern. And almost always, if not always, that worry and concern is for someone or something outside of our control. Let's maybe put that down, and maybe instead we can focus on what is my role in that particular thing, and let me just focus on what I can do to create a positive impact. Good. Moving down to the neck and the shoulders. Do you notice you carry any tension here? Oftentimes, when we're holding anything that is not ours to hold, when we are worried about anything that's not ours to worry about, when we are trying to control things in our life that are not ours to control or that we cannot control, we get very tense and we carry a lot of tension in our neck and our shoulders. Very much resembling carrying weight that's not ours. Maybe we can breathe deeply in and release that. As we move down the body, allowing your shoulders, your arms to just relax. Have gratitude for your arms for what they will do for you today. From being able to pick up a glass of water, to feeding yourself, to powerful touch, how we can spread love with kindness and touch. Maybe your hands that write thank yous on notes for others that warm their heart. Have some gratitude for these beautiful arms and hands. Maybe focus on what they do that we really appreciate. And if there's any tension there, breathe deeply in those arms and release that tension. As we move down into your chest, can you breathe in and feel the expansion? And with that expansion, do you notice any restriction? Is there any tightness? Is there fear? Do we have walls up? Maybe we're afraid to be hurt. Maybe we're afraid to be rejected. Maybe we're afraid to be abandoned. All of these things might happen in our lives. And everything we need to navigate those uncomfortable spaces is right here within, directly connected to our source. Let's open up our hearts today. Let's just consider allowing the things that we do, the things that we say, and the way that we are being come from a space of love. Let's allow love to flow freely within us, so that all of our choices and all of our energy flows easily and effortlessly and abundantly. As we move down the body into the stomach, how is your stomach today? And if you've already eaten today, maybe have gratitude and allow your body to process whatever you fed yourself for nourishment. If you haven't eaten, maybe you have gratitude for when you can feed your body. Be conscious about what you put into your body. Be conscious about the work that you ask your body to do for you. We need healthy everything within in order to live a healthy and happy life. Give your body permission to work for you. Choose gratitude. Moving down into the hips. Oftentimes people carry tension in their hips where there is trauma, past pain, fear, anger and resentment, all of these at our root. And if those things are playing a role in the way that you show up today, maybe you can let a little bit or a lot go just right now, and you acknowledge or be aware of anything that is showing up. We can know that our past pain and trauma is still existing in our world when we become reactive to situations in ways that aren't becoming of who we desire to be. Are there areas in your life where your reaction is heavy? And what pain are you holding on to? Maybe we can let that go a little bit today. Maybe we can give ourselves permission to forgive whomever needs to be forgiven, whether it's someone else or yourself. Breathe into that, release that, remembering that we are opening our hearts today, allowing love to flow through and feed every action, every thought that we do, that we have. Moving down into your legs and your feet. We get this one vessel this time around. Are we taking care of what carries us each and every day? Do we have gratitude for every step we get to take? If you haven't put your feet on some earth, your bare feet on some earth in a little while, it's a really good idea. And when you do, just allow yourself to tune into the frequency of everyone and everything around us. You'll begin to understand how connected you are. Maybe you'll desire to plug in instead of tune out. Have the practice of putting your feet on the earth every day, for however little or long you can. And tune in. Tune into your life. Don't tune out. So we can notice in going through a body scan all of the thoughts that come up. Even going through your body scan, what comes up? Are you thinking about the things you need to get done? Are you thinking about what there is to do, how you're going to spend your time? Or are you giving yourself permission to just be present, knowing that your best energy and effort is spent here in this moment, nurturing yourself? There is no better place for the water than your roots. And we need to water them so much that when we do first wake up, we immediately choose gratitude. We immediately choose focus, clarity, breath, connection, growth, expansion, betterment. How did you wake up this morning? What was the first thought in your mind? I want to challenge you, see if you can go back to what the actual very first thought was that you had this morning. And notice up until this moment, right here and right now, how that thought impacted your morning. Do you feel good and happy and joyful because your first thought was that of gratitude or something of a similar frequency? Do you feel frustrated, upset, fearful, wanting because your first thought was of something that you didn't do well enough or didn't do, period? Maybe your first thought was that of somebody having a certain feeling towards you, and therefore the weight that we place on others' opinions and our need for their approval is what becomes part of our momentum for the day. And if you had a thought of love or gratitude, the highest frequencies that exist, I want you to remember how you feel as a result of having that. What difference does it make in your interactions with others? What difference does it make in the role of your ego, ever seeking to feed you and grab onto anything that would make you right and comfortable, instead of in a state of learning and humility and growth? How can you be a white belt today? A white belt in mindset. How can you imagine first stepping into whatever it is that you're doing today, knowing that you can learn something? Imagine how every interaction with someone would be if you truly understood you could learn something from them. Imagine if your ego didn't play a role in placing you above anyone, and rather, throughout every interaction you had with somebody, you sat across from them or you saw them the same. This means all of the people who we hold any disdain for, any pain towards, any anger towards, they are our equal and we are no better. You do not need to see your faults to understand you are equal to someone. You need to see their strengths to understand that you are equal. We do not need to squash others, demean others, or put others down. Rather, we need to pick them up. Focus on what is good within them, and this will help you to do the same for yourself. How can you appreciate those who challenge you most? What can you learn from them? Imagine the momentum we create in our life when every interaction we have is mutually beneficial. Imagine what would happen if every interaction we had wasn't us playing a tape in our head of how much better we were than someone else because we needed that for our ego. Instead, we were able to see what was so good in them. What negative can possibly come out of seeing the goodness in others and seeing the goodness in yourself? More importantly, how does it harm you to focus on your goodness, to have gratitude for your life, for what you do, for how you show up? What kind of momentum do you want to create in your day? Just focus on today. Focus on making it a habit. What is my first thought? What do I want my first thought to be? I want you to envision a piece of paper, your hand, and a pen. And I want you to write out that first thought. I want you to fill that whole paper and fill every line with that thought. What is your first thought of the day that creates momentum, that allows you to follow the path that you were born to follow, that you were made to follow? What is your first thought? Write it over and over and over again. Let's create a loop. What is your first thought? Fill this whole page up. Keep writing until you fill this whole page. And after you fill this whole page, I want you to envision pinning this page on the wall, the very first wall that you would see when you wake up. What do you do? Where do you go? First thing when you get out of bed that you will see this. Let's create the kind of momentum you really want in order to have the best day ever, so you can have your best life ever. When we visualize over and over and over again, the mind and body know no different whether we actually wrote it out on a piece of paper or not. So you can rehearse this thought as many times as you want, over and over again. And it will be just the same as writing it down over and over again. Maybe while you're writing, other thoughts want to come in. What does that teach you about your willingness or ability or focus on choosing how to start your day? That many other things will want to take you away from choosing gratitude. And instead, you are the director. You get to decide. So let's decide to choose that which you wrote on that paper many, many times. Let's choose that for our momentum today and always. Breathe deeply in, full 6 seconds count in, slowly breathing in. Maybe even really breathing into that first thought that you want to wake up with every day. The foundation that creates your momentum, the fuel for the rocket that you will take off on and explore the day today. Breathe deeply in. What a gift that you chose this today. What a gift that you chose to water your roots. What a gift that you stopped, you slowed down, you took time to connect instead of disconnect. What a gift for the breath that we have, the life that we have, the abundance that we have, the love. What a gift today is. What a gift you are. What a gift I am. What a gift we all are. Breathing deeply in. Welcome in this message that you're going to start your day with every day. And we'll do one more big deep breath in. And exhale, letting it all go. Very awesome. How are you feeling today? I hope you're feeling better. And I also hope that you are aware of how you want to wake up and start your day. I know that I feel my best, and I have the best day when I start my day and I build a foundation on gratitude. So I'd love to hear from you. And if you have a thought about, or you want to share how you started your day or how you start your day, please feel free. But I love you all so much. Be aware of how you start your day. And you know what? If you woke up with some not so comfortable thought today, you can still change that. You can decide right now, from this moment, you're going to operate in your day from a space of gratitude. Kristana says, beautiful, thank you, my pleasure, love, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here, and thanks for sharing. So I hope you start your day, or at least right now, from the moment that you are seeing this, off with so much gratitude, especially for loud airplanes. So much gratitude. But I love you all so much, and I hope you have the best day ever today. And as always, every day, every moment of every day, in all that you do, in who you are, know your worth.